Hi, my name is Koranteng. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a very long time. It's been a while, over a month since I posted a video. Apologies, some logistical issues caused that. But I'm back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section. I've missed this. Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield. Look, let me just start by saying, if I was being punished and I was given the choice of being starved or watching that game, I'll probably choose being starved. A very boring game, very boring, lack quality, especially considering the caliber of the two teams, the quality of players that we expected to be on the pitch and express that quality. It was nothing close to that. It was befitting of their positions on the league table, trust me. A very boring game served to us at 12:30, early kickoff on the opening day of a game week. Boring, goalless draw, drab. Let's start off from the home team, Liverpool. For me, I thought selection-wise from the Jurgen Klopp, I didn't agree with the selection of James Milner. Yes, Trent Alexander-Arnold is not necessarily on form, but I feel like offensively he will always give you better than James Milner. And if you look at the Chelsea setup from the off, you didn't really have a lot of attacking threats down that side. So if you were trying to save Trent from being exposed defensively, I think it backfired because from the start Chelsea didn't have anybody who was coming down that side who gave him that amount of stress, and that clearly backfired. Liverpool offered next to nothing going forward in the first half. They struggled to create chances. In fact, both teams struggled to create chances, but I think Chelsea were the better team in that first half. They seem more calm, more composed, but it's the decision making in the final third, and that is what separates top teams from the rest. And from evidence of what we saw, as I said earlier, you understand why the two teams are where they are this season in terms of the league table. It was drab. Decision making in the final third was off. The attacking patterns were off. You just couldn't get those. Players were not in the same wavelength, and it looked very amateurish, honestly, and it was quite problematic to watch. You know the quality of players like Salah and Kapo, but they were just not able to let it click when it mattered, especially in the final third for Liverpool. In the second half, Liverpool started with some intensity, and I like that about them. You could clearly see the instruction from Jurgen Klopp, a bit more direct, a bit more purposeful going forward. But then again, when they got the ball into that final third, the decision making was clearly let them down. And again, it's very problematic when you consider the caliber of Chelsea and Liverpool, or Liverpool and Chelsea. You expect that teams like this, when they get the ball in those positions, they will be ruthless, they will be lethal, and they'll put the ball in the back of the net. If you look at the numbers at the end of the game, both teams combined shots on target of 5. It really doesn't show how prolific they are supposed to be when you look at the caliber of the two teams. One might say, okay, maybe it was down to defensive solidity. No, there were quite a number of shots. There were quite a number of openings. But I put them down. I put the numbers down in terms of the low shots on target registered in the game to decision making in the final third. It was just poor. Another thing that worried me about Liverpool was the timing of some of their substitutions. I feel like after Klopp had witnessed what had happened in that first half and how Chelsea had struggled offensively from the left-hand side, as in the side coming at Milner, I thought he would be more proactive in the second half. Bring in Trent Alexander-Arnold as quickly as possible and start causing some damage down that right-hand side, because we know the link-up between Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. It just wasn't causing enough problems for Chelsea. And also because we know how poor Kukurea has been over the past couple of weeks or over the past couple of months. So that was an obvious target area for Liverpool. But they didn't seem to want to exploit that avenue. And that, for me, I was surprised. I was watching the game, I was quite surprised. But let's now flip it to Chelsea. Now, when Chelsea brought on Mudryk, brilliant, excellent guy, his touches, his movement, and the sheer fear when he got the ball, you could tell that Milner was afraid. Liverpool's defenders were scared. And now when Mudryk went past Milner, I think that was the first one-on-one battle they had, and he had Milner get that yellow card. Now this is where Chelsea completely shocked me. This is a simple coaching instincts, instructions once you have your obvious threat on the pitch in Mudryk, causing damage down one side, he's got his immediate marker on a yellow card. Already, if he wasn't even on a yellow card, Milner is slower. Milner clearly couldn't contend with the pace and skill of Mudryk. Once he's got on a yellow card, you know that the opposition manager will sooner or later take him off. So what do? You focus your attacks down that side. But what Chelsea were doing was to take their attacks on Ziyech's side and try and finish it on Mudryk's side. I didn't think that made sense. You start the moves off Mudryk's side. Let him run at Milner as many times as possible. Let him go at him. Probably could get him sent off. Probably could get a goal from there. Maybe for a penalty, you don't know. But clearly Mudryk was on fire. He wanted the ball. He wanted that opportunity to run at Milner. They didn't do that. And then Klopp reacted by quickly taking Milner off. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold came on. But look, all in all, this game just lacked quality. It showed you why these two teams have struggled this season, from managerial decisions to tactical decisions to players' inability to provide the goods when it mattered. And I'm not talking about just average players. I'm talking about players that we expect to be able to be giving us top class performances. Salah was poor, Gakpo was poor. From a Chelsea point of view, it was just poor. And it was very painful to watch, first of all, as a Premier League fan, because if you wake up in the morning at the first kickoff, the first game of the day is a Liverpool versus Chelsea game, we expect fireworks, especially considering how poorly the two teams have been at this time. You expect them to raise their game to a level, at least try and get the win. Now, I don't think I'm the only person who noticed, but did you see the body language of the Chelsea players when the added time was introduced, when they announced the 5 minutes of added time? Ball goes to Kepa, he lies on the floor, he's wasting time. In fact, when Chaluba was going off, he was wasting time. And I'm asking myself, you're at Anfield. On the balance of things, you're actually pushing. In fact, in terms of momentum, you had the momentum. You have players on the pitch. If you notice the link up between Mudryk and Chukwuemeka, you could see that if Chelsea actually really wanted to push for the win, they could have. You need the points just as much as Liverpool needs the points. It needs the points. Why aren't you trying to push for a winner? I think the mentality to sit back and be satisfied with a draw just shows you where Chelsea is at the moment. And for me, yes, both teams are, I think, the same points, similar positions on the Premier League table. But Liverpool's, maybe it was because they were playing at home, but their resolve to try and push for the win is what sets them apart for me. But Chelsea were satisfied with a draw. And for me, no, it doesn't work like that. Because if you have momentum, if you are showing that you have avenues where you can hurt your opposition, with Mudryk, with Chukwuemeka, with Aubameyang who had come up front, and the spaces that were in the Liverpool defense, when you pick up that ball as Kepa, you try and look for the quickest outlet to try and spring a counter-attack, because that is where your damage was happening. In fact, when Mudryk came on, it was still counter-attacking or transitional moments. So why aren't you trying to look for another moment like that to try and get a winner? Because it is possible. It's actually possible for you to fashion out another chance. But Chelsea weren't doing that. They were now satisfied with a draw, and they were happy. Why should you be happy? At this stage in the season, when you are struggling, you've been so poor over the last 10, 12 games. Yes, you got a win in your last game, a clean sheet, but try and build on it, especially against a direct rival as it stands. If you beat Liverpool at this moment, it's like a 6-pointer. You move past them, and that is huge because Liverpool has a game in hand. So if you move past them, even if they win their game in hand, then they level points with you. But why are you satisfied with a draw? And there was time. There was about 2 or 3 minutes left. And that's where you want to see the urgency of a big team who actually believes they can win games. Somebody may tell me that, oh, they didn't want to risk. No, it's not they didn't want to risk. It's not a matter of they didn't want to risk. Chelsea had options. And Chelsea had opportunities in terms of transitional moments and counter-attacks and players on the pitch who could exploit those moments. So why not use them until the final whistle goes? And for me, that was a huge problem. But then again, I can't wait for the next game. Honestly, I can't wait for the next game because this was boring, this was drab, and again, they deserve to be where they are. Liverpool and Chelsea, as poor as it gets. Let me see what you think by leaving the comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about the game, but for me, it was boring. I really can't wait for the next game.